Greetings, my name is Robert and I'm the owner of Merit Systems International, the developer of the Merit Web project. You're watching video number 3 in the Therapist Builder video series. The TBS provides expert education for therapists of all levels. All TBS videos are available on the Council Master YouTube channel, and you can easily access that on the quick client screen right here. This will get you a listing of all the different channels, and this new icon right here, and today is September 5th, Saturday, 2020. So this was just added this week. This option here takes you to the playlist for the Therapist Builder video series. You can see everything that's there. They're all numbered and titled. Today we're going to briefly take a look at CBT, the cognitive behavioral therapy tools that are in this system. And I've got Don Doe loaded here, so the first thing we're going to do is go up here, pull up his CBT results. You can see there's only one, and this is what you're all used to seeing. And we only have one set of results here. We've got description of the elevations that are associated with that single set of results. And up at the top here, defense mechanism summary will appear if you have administered it. Strongly advise you to go through it, to complete it. It's something you complete, and it's the subject of the TBS video 2. So you want to go to the video series and look at number 2. You see here that we have some compromises with reality processing. So it's important to know these things because it may influence how you counsel, especially using CBT. CBT is one of the preferred methods of dealing with reality testing breakdown, but you've got to be careful how you do it. We'll do a video on that when we get to the schizotypy analysis. So anybody who uses CBT and is a premium member is aware of this screen. You use it on a regular basis. To close out of that, I'm going to go back over to administer. We're just going to do this real quick. I'm going to go to CBT Client Assessment on screen, and we're going to administer. First warning screen, and I'm not going to be very careful here. This is how the client takes it on screen, whether that's in your office or at home from the remote assessment. So this is the typical screen that they would see. And certainly you don't have to redo it this way. You can use the paper version and just type in the numbers that they've selected. But I wanted to come here just to show this screen to people who may not be premium members, so that they can see what the CBT looks like as far as an on-screen tool. Now there's got to be an end to this thing here somewhere. It's only 13 items. There we go. So I'm going to close that. We'll go back to completed assessments, and CBT's up here twice now. One on 8.2, one on 9.5, which is today. I'm going to look at this. We're going to go somewhere else now. You will see it says multiple results. Same thing up here. Same defense mechanism box. Nothing changed there because we didn't alter the defense mechanisms. And by the way, this is a list here of all defense mechanisms. So you can see every defense mechanism, and there's examples. There's a ton of information. I don't know, I think it's either 23 or 26 pages long. So you're going to want to take a look at that. It's incredible information. ABCs of cognitive behavioral therapy, that's going to be the subject of the next video. If you do cognitive behavioral therapy, you have to be using ABCs to effectively use the cognitive distortions that show up on the screen. Now you notice that this screen is greatly expanded from the previous screen where there was one set of results. Here we have, look at this carefully, we have all the cognitive distortions listed just as before. But we have the last, which is the one we just took. So that's the last result that you will see when they come into your office. You can look at this and say, okay, well, here's where they're at. We have the average. There's only 2 of them. But as you do this, you will get more and more. The average will become more and more critical. You have the standard deviation, which shows you how much variation there is between all of the scores. And you can see some of these. This one here in particular, personalizing, has a standard deviation of 2.5. That's extremely high. Here's another. All or nothing is at 2. That's very high. That would indicate that this person is picking 2, then they're picking 8, then they're picking. There's a lot of flexibility. Now that's what we're going to see in the range score. We see that this person's, and this is based on standard deviation plus or minus 1. So their average is 3.5. 0.5 would mean that 68% of the time their score is going to be between 3 and 4. You can bank on the fact that if they're in that range, that's their normal pattern. This one is red because it's hit 7. It's kind of a critical score. And you'll notice this one down here with a 2.5, it's all over the place. So the scores range from 0 to 10. And this person scores 68% of the time between 2 and 7. So personalizing is something that's kind of out of control for this person. This is extremely important information for you because quick test and CBT should be administered every week. If you're counseling this person and you're using tools to counsel them with, you should be seeing some radical changes in these scores. You should be seeing this catastrophizing come down. It's only got a range of 5 to 7. This person's catastrophizing wildly. Their life is one catastrophe after another. What you're going to see in this report is a report for the average score and its elevation. You're also going to see a report for the range score. Those are 2 different things to look at. You notice that the range score is red and this is black because he's basically dead center in the middle right now. Again, this one's red, this one's black. We're going to look at both the average and the range down here in the report. But something, and you can read this and it'll be intuitive, but something else that's extremely important here. There's Socratic questions for both one set of results and for multiple results. Now, the Socratic questions that you get for a single administration are kind of juvenile. They're an introduction to the client about cognitive distortions and some of the things that are going on in their life. Here we're assuming that you've administered more than once So what's going to happen is you're going to get advanced stuff. This is for the client who's committed to dealing with their issues. You're going to want them to answer these questions and statements on a different sheet because they are quite extensive. We start out with the activating event, or the antecedent, as it's the A in ABC is sometimes called. And we're looking at what caused, what was the activating event that caused the most recent depersonalization. What was your physical location? Sometimes that's a critical issue. Does it always happen at work? Does it always happen at home? When did it take place? Who are the other people involved? It only happens when I'm with my wife. Only time it happens. Stuff like that. It's critical information. We're starting to break down what's happening with this person here. So these Socratic questions are extremely important. There's 8 or 10 of them for each one. So it's important. Let's see here, what have we got? We've got 8 questions altogether. And this is for people who are premium members. Premium members are the only ones who can get that. It's critical to re-administer this on a very regular basis. It's critical to use the ABCs in counseling session to build a rapport with the individual so that you can discuss their issues openly and without them fearing any kind of reprisal from disclosing information. So again, it's only 13 items. Have them take this on a very regular basis. You get all this new stuff and these new reports, and it will let you know as a therapist exactly where you're headed in the whole counseling process. That's it for video number 3. Video number 4 will be about the ABCs and exactly what they mean and how to employ them.